well before the top of the hour. We're giving you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Brett Francis, Rod Zawacky. It's Brian Bitler, Jovan Burts, and Jay Briggs. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Bitler, Briggs, Francis, Burts, Zawacky. Then I will close this one out. All right, doubleheader from the NFL tonight. Monday Night Football. 13-game NBA card. Back to normalcy now, right? All teams in action. No more breaks for these in-season tournament action. That's behind us now. So back to our rotation in the NBA. So we'll have more volume of games for you for the week. College basketball, a lot of lower division teams in action as well. NHL, a few on the board. Let's get this show underway. Let's get the week underway as we do with Brian Bitler. He bookends the drive-thru here for us. You catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium. Brian doing great work over on the site right now. Let's bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
Oh, always great to start the week off with my good friends here at PickDogs.com, and I kept the streak going through the weekend. I was going to show up to this drive-through totally naked, but I thought there'd be some people tuning out, so I thought I'd better put some clothes on, even though I'm streaking. Take it low-key into this next week.
Yeah, take it low-key into this week's. Brian on a heater right now, and he'll be on an NBA tonight as we look at this Pacers and Pistons game going head-to-head here. Pacers up to 7.5 now. We see the total 247.5.
I'll tell you what, tons of bettable opportunities here in this massive NBA card. And I'm going to go here with the lowly Detroit Pistons. A lot of people know I like the crappy teams. This is probably the worst team in the NBA, plus the points here on Monday. This bet really more just the fate of the Indiana Pacers, who had that great run in the NBA tournament but had their hopes dashed by the LA Lakers. And how up is this team going to be after that LA Lakers defeat? This Pistons team is bad, but everybody knows I like my home dogs. Pistons have gotten the money 2 of the last 3 times against this team and 4 of the last 7 versus the Indiana Pacers. I'm sure Indiana's still a public cover darling. We should see a ton of action. I'm going to fade the bandwagon guys tonight. Take the Detroit Pistons plus the points. I'm even seeing, before I got on here, 6.5 at the Caesars Sportsbook in Pennsylvania. So I think this line's going to start to fall a little bit before game time.
All right, we got Brian here on the Pistons here. As we see, the sharpest book in the world has 7.5. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. It opens 6.5. We're seeing 7.5. A lot of 7s in the marketplace, but do your line shopping. Of course, you want to get the best numbers, no doubt about that. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Right, the teams back in the Vegas teams back in action from the semifinals. Right, your Pacers, your Bucks, your Lakers, and your Pelicans in action here to see how they come back here. Nesmith was questionable, but he will play in the game tonight. So there is one player in for the Pacers there. Of course, we have a couple with Durant and Morris, but of course the Pistons is still sporting that losing streak.
Losers of 19 straight, and I was trying to see a statistical advantage they had on the Pacers. There's really not many. I think they have a rebounding advantage over the Indiana Pacers. But the Pacers, just one of the best scoring teams in the NBA, really dwarf the Pistons. But I think with this 7.5, I think they're within 5 in this one. And I think the Pacers also have a big game on deck. I think with the Milwaukee Bucks, off the top of my head, but pretty sure they have a big game on deck in their schedule.
Yeah, we'll look and see what that looks like. But yeah, we'll see how the Pacers. Well, of course, the Pacers do have $200,000 in their pocket each player after their lost there. So it's not a winner-take-all tournament. So $200,000 to the loser, $500,000 to the Lakers. Of course, all the bench guys are the ones that get excited here. Brian here on the Pistons, plus 7.5. Do your line shopping here against the Pacers. This one, and we'll have a start time tonight, top of the hour here. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, Brian, tonight we have a big NBA card, 13-game card, NHL action, doubleheader from the NFL. Brian doing great work. You see 964 units of profit last 30 days. We're headed to a weekend. This is where on Saturday we get into bowl week. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
But actually, I think I just posted my first bowl play for Saturday a little bit early, but I'm on a 31-13 all sports run. That's a 70% hit rate. My best bet tonight is my titanium play in the NBA. You can get on over at pickdogs.com. 11-2 last 13 of those titanium plays. Winning days in 11 of my last 14. Maybe you want to get the 3-pack, go on streak and 3-pack, $50, pickdogs.com. Pair me up with one of the all-star handicappers on the site. Can't go wrong this week as we're entering into a big sports betting week.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results over the last 30 days. 964 units of profit last 7 days, showing great profit last 24 hours. Brian has been on absolute fire, guys, showing profit this year in the NBA, college basketball, NHL, doing fine work, guys. So no better time to get the long-term pass. Remember, if you get that 1 month pass, that covers all the bowl games and the championship game, all the NFL here for the next 4 weeks, as well as NBA, NHL. Great time to get on board with Brian's 1 month all sports pass. The way he's running, you want to definitely take over that play right now. So get on board with it. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you next week. Know you're there in the Philly area. What's people feel about that game last night?
No, I tell you, I don't know how people were feeling about it, but I'm feeling great about it. That was my best bet of the day, the Dallas Cowboys. I took all the money I won at 1 and 4 o'clock and just put everything on the Cowboys. So, I'm happy about it, but the people around here are definitely not too happy about it. But, the playoffs will come, and we all know what happens to the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. No, I don't want to get Jay going, but, the Eagles.
That's right.
We'll see what happens if they match up again.
That's right. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Brian and Jay don't hit the crossfire too much because we've got the Dallas fan, of course, person there. Brian, not a fan, by the way. He's not a fan.
I'm not afraid to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
If it can make me money, I'm all for it.
Yeah, Brian is definitely it's not allegiance to any team. Just happens to live in the Philly area. That's all that matters, So
for sure. Just like a girl, if you're with a girl for a long time, you can't get attached to one. You got to be ready to move on if you have to.
There you go. Like the real estate flip. Right. All right. There you go. All right, Brian. As always, great having your show. To that success, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
All right. Yep. I'll catch you on Friday. Hopefully, I'm still streaking. I'm going to try to keep my clothes on, and I'll catch you at the end of the week.
Catch you in the week. Brian Bitler here on the drive to. All right, let's continue. What timing? I should have had them both on. I should have had them both on because up next is Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I'm pretty sure Brian is staying tuned into the show. Usually signs off right away, but he wants to hear Jay. He wants to hear what Jay has to say. I wonder why. All right, let's bring him in right now. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's go ahead and bring in Jay Briggs here in just a second. Get his response here in just a second. Here, let's get him in. Jay, what's happening?
I love Brian, man. Brian cracks me up, man.
Does he? Does he?
Yes. But hey, I'm surprised he had them boys yesterday. I'm surprised.
Were you?
But like he says, he tells me all the time, he's not a homer.
Don't sign up, Brian. Don't sign up, Brian. Don't sign up. I found the screen where I can put all three of you here. So let me get all three of you guys here on the screen here. I got the screen that'll do it. All right, let's bring them in right here. Let's debate here this Cowboy and Eagles. Go ahead. Even though it says Chris, we know it's Jay.
Well, I tell you, not really much debate here. The Cowboys were a much better team, and I just wish I could have bet my whole house on that game. You don't see very many opportunities like that come along because the Cowboys were in a perfect revenge spot against an Eagles team that got beaten up with a hard schedule. So I just think it's one of those opportunities you take advantage of.
Yeah, so I agree with a lot of things you said, Brian, but I think they can keep it going this year. I really do. There's only one team I think that's better than them, just flat out better than them. And that's the problem is that they're in the same conference, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. But if they play like they've been playing here recently, I think they may be able to get them. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes down. But right now, that would be my NFC Championship game, Niners, Cowboys, and anything can happen.
Right, I think it's important for the teams to get the bye week here, being rested going into if the Eagles and Cowboys do meet up again, whoever had the bye week will have a definite advantage in that matchup. If it's the Niners or Eagles or whatever it is, bye week's going to be important, I think, to the teams.
All right, there you go. We have Jay and Brian and Jay here. We'll talk to you later, Brian. I know you'll be still tuning into this segment. All right, Jay, let's continue on here on the I wanted to get you guys' take on those two teams. But anyway, we go to the NBA tonight. Cavaliers and Magic going head to head here. We see the Magic here laying 2. We see the total 226.5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Should be a good one tonight. I'm not overcomplicating this one, Tony T. I'm on the Orlando Magic. They've been a money-making machine for me this year, really for everybody if they've been on them. But currently the second best ATS team in the NBA, 16-6. Against the number, have covered in 72.7% of their games. And I think they actually match up really well with Cleveland. I think they got the pieces down low. I think Boncuro bounces back, has a really nice game here. Orlando at home. I think they're the better team, playing the better basketball. Cleveland against the number, they haven't been that great. They just haven't. They have been getting better when Garland and Mitchell have played their best. You have seen Cleveland win games, but I just think they lose to a better team here on the road. Cleveland currently against the number. What are they? 9, 11, and 2, covered in 45%. They're okay, and they're going to be scrappy in certain spots. They mainly play their best basketball at home. I think they're just outmatched here. I think the Magic are the better team, and I think they win this game.
All right, Jay says go Magic here. -1.5 against the Cavs. I got burned on the Magic when they were against Cleveland at home, getting 4.5. I remember that. Now Magic in this one, at home in this one. I don't know, the Cavaliers were home, and Magic getting 4. But, the Cavs have won 7 of 8 against this Magic team. I know it's a different Magic team this year, though, but the first meeting went to the Cleveland by 10.
Yes, it wasn't the best of spots for the Magic in that one, I don't believe. And that was on the road in Cleveland. Cleveland, we have seen play their best basketball at home. I think this is a classic revenge spot in Orlando where the Magic have played their best basketball. That game, it was okay. It was a decent back and forth game. I just think the tide swings this way, the other way in this one. I think the Magic get this one done. I think they're going to be hungry at the crib, well rested. I see them getting it done.
Yeah, the Magic. What are your thoughts about the 4 teams that competed in Las Vegas, and what do you think they'll look like here back in action?
That's a very interesting question. We were kind of talking about that a little bit on the morning show. I'm not really sure what to expect, Tony T. In all honesty, I think it's going to be team by team based, and kind of we'll just see how it plays out. Like the Pacers, they got the Pistons, so it's like Pistons, they didn't win a game in all of November, so it's like hard to really expect the Pacers to fall flat there. We'll see what happens. It's the NBA though. The Pelicans, Zion, it did look like he gained a few pounds in Vegas. I'm just gonna be honest.
That's what they said.
It definitely looked like he gained a few pounds in Vegas. But the Pelicans have hooped at home. We'll see if they fall flat there. Lakers, they got a little break. They don't play till when? Tomorrow? And then Milwaukee, they got the Bulls. The Bulls are not good. They're not good, and they lost, so they might be hungry in a comeback spot. But I don't know. We'll see, because Vegas it's tough on the body. It's not easy.
You can ask Jay. He had a little rough day coming back from Vegas.
Hey man, Vegas. Hey, the air different out there, man. It kind of cut a little sharp.
Yeah, it does. It does, no doubt. All right. Magic -1.5 and 2 in some places. So do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Actually, this number came down from an opener of 2.5. There are some 1.5s out there. You can find 1.5s right now in the Vegas area. And actually, there are still a few shops that have the -1.5. So do your line shopping, get the best numbers here against the Cavs tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, big NBA card, 13 games on the board. Some college hoops up there as well. Also looking at some action on the ice. Jay's doing great work over the last 3 days, 1,454 units of profit. All document over at Pick.com. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. I'm looking to bounce back, man. Yesterday, I ain't going to lie, Tony, to you. NFL was not my best day. It was actually my worst day in the NFL of the year. But, hey, we're back with a really good card of NBA and a really good schedule of the NBA for the entire week. And I got 5 plays locked and loaded tonight. Having a really good season in the NBA, just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. You can scoop up my mega pack, or you can get my NBA play of the day. Or you can hop on something long-term and pair me up with one of these guys here at Pick Dogs Premium. A lot of guys doing a lot of great things in different sports. Pair me up with the guy you think matches up best for how you bet. And let's continue making some money here at Pick Dogs. I think it's a really good week full of NBA action. NFL action, too. We got some Saturday action, so college hoops has a really good action this week. It's that time of year, man, where everything's in action. It's a perfect time to hop on and make some money.
Make some money. You need to get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick.com. You see the great results here from Jay last 30 days. Remember that 1 month pass gets all the Bulls, including the championship game, all the NFL, NBA, college hoops. Great time to get on board. Now with all these sports overlapping, college football is in the mix for another month. So now's the time to get on board with that 1 month pass and get all the all those plays from Jay here. Jay, let everybody know about your plays you have for your All Access.
Yes, sir. I got my All Access Club. It's for the big bettors out there. It's for the guys that, kind of want that next level premium service. For me, guys have asked for that. It's my rating service. It's my NBA plays. Sometimes you get more than what I have on the premium side, but for the main part, you're just knowing about how many units to put on the game, man. The guys that have been in the All Access Club from the start, they're up pretty big, man. I'm a humble guy. I don't really just talk it like that, but Eric will for me most of the time. They'll tell you the numbers. We'll send you the report, but it's been a pretty great year in the NBA. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. If you think the All Access Club is for you, text the number 775-636-7674, and we'll set up a time to talk and figure out the packages for you.
All right, big bankroll players, go ahead and make that call and text here. Get on board with Jay's All Access. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Team that's successful. Catch up with you tomorrow. We got a lot going on over at Pick Dodge. We'll catch you here with the halftime shows. You got, hopefully the halftime shows go about the same time.
Yes, sir. Me and Ruffalo, halftime tonight. Mitch might pop in. I don't know where my camera happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mitch should pop in with us tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Should be fun. Double halftime tonight on a Monday. We'll see how it goes. Should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Double halftime picks. There you go. So we got two games that hopefully will come around at the same time at halftime. Make sure you tune in for Jay, Chris, and if Mitch pops in, he'll pop in. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Jay's live, you're live with him. Of course, he's got the NBA rundown as well, NFL rundown, so make sure you get on board. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again on the drive-thru tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you later, Tony T.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here. Next up, let's bring in Brad Francis. You'll catch him over at Pick Dodge Spin. We'll bring Brad in right now. Ready to roll here in just a second with Brad. More NBA coverage here from Brad. Let's see if we can get him in here. Ready to go. Brad, what's happening?
Tony T, how we doing today?
Doing good, doing great. All right, we got to get your graphic up here. We're going to be looking at the Nugget game tonight as the Nuggets are going to be on the road here to face the Hawks. We see the Nuggets 3. We saw 2.5s earlier in the before the show, and we're seeing some line movement in some places. 3, 2.5 here. Total sits 241.5.
Yep, I don't care if you get at 2.5 or 3. I think this number is too low. I'm loving the Nuggets in this spot. Good news for the Nuggets. It looks like Jamal Murray is returning to the lineup for tonight. If you watch the drive-thru, I assume you watched the NBA Finals this year, and you understand the talent Jamal Murray possesses. The Nuggets are currently on a 3-game losing streak, but I think this is a great bounce-back spot for them. The Hawks' downfall this year has been their defense. They rank in the bottom 10 in a lot of main defensive categories. And, I'm a Trae Young fan. I like Trae Young, but he is a defensive liability. You may ask yourself why the spread is only at -2.5 or -3 or whatever you could get it at. And I believe it's because, yes, the Nuggets are a much better home team than they are an away team. But in this one, I don't think it matters too much. The Hawks are 3-6 straight up at home and an awful 1-8 ATS at home, which is pretty surprising. I mean, I assume they're probably one of the worst home teams in the league. So give me the Nuggets laying the small number. I think this number should be closer to a -5, -6 for the Nuggets here.
All right, there we go with Brad. He's liking the game in this one. He likes the Nuggets here, laying 2.5, 3. 3's pretty much now popping over. Probably news coming here. A couple of newsworthy events here. Murray, we know, is definitely on the probable list, but now we're seeing DeAndre Hunter out in this game. So Hunter out. We know Jalen Johnson, a 14.5 point per game player, is out. DeAndre Hunter will not play with his quad, so he's been ruled out. He's 15 points, so it's about almost 30 points out of the lineup tonight for Atlanta.
Exactly, and you're adding a guy like Jamal Murray back. I mean, the Hawks can't score, don't get me wrong, but with the way they play defense, I think it's going to be hard for them to produce enough points to cover that downfall of what they do have on the defensive side of things. So, loving that there.
I love that there. Now Nuggets here laying the 2.5 here against the Hawks. This one have a start time tonight here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, NFL doubleheader on the board. Lots of NBA, some action on the ice, college hoops as well. Brad doing great work here in the NBA. You can check the units out. Check them over at his profile page. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, so I'm actually just have picks in the NBA tonight. I got a 3-pack. It's my 3 best plays in the NBA. Like you see on the screen, I've been crushing in the NBA all season. So looking to keep the momentum up with my 3-pack up there. So go check that out.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. Great result in the NBA tonight. So no better time to get on board with the long-term pass. You guys like that 7-day pass here on to start the week here on a Monday. Get all Brad's premium plays 7 days. You got a full card back to the NBA now with the in-season tournament behind us. All that as well as the bowl action on Saturday, right? We kick off the bowl season Saturday with a large card of action. So no better time to get on board with that 7-day pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Multi-capper promotions also available. All right, Brad, as always, we're having a show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again later in the week. But we also know that you create a video series here on the channel for the parlays.
Yes, sir. Yep. Still doing the parlay videos. Been enjoying it. I appreciate all you guys who have been watching. But if you haven't been watching those, go check them out. They drop the day before the game starts. So usually around 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'll have a parlay for the following day's games. So yeah, man, go check that out.
That's right. Check it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Brad drops those videos, you get them in real time. All right, Brad, have a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good night.
You as well. Brad Francis here on The Drive too. We'll continue our coverage. Guys, if you miss any picks, we always recap here at the end of the day. Stay tuned for that. Appreciate everyone's contributions here in the chat room tonight, putting their picks up there. Jamal Williams, Lucky, and Derek Williams coming here with the Hawks. Rod Zawacky in there as well. So take a look here in the chat room. Lots of great conversations going on. All right, let's continue on here. Up next, Jovan Burts, right? Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him on the weekend shows as well. A regular guest on that weekend, even that roundtable show as well. So we'll bring in Jovan here in just a second, giving you some NBA coverage here tonight on Monday. Let's see if we bring in Jovan, ready to roll with Jovan. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, here we go tonight. NBA Pelicans back in action here to face the Timberwolves. One of the better matchups here of the night, as the T-Wolves have been strong. You look at their T-Wolves record. How the hell didn't they make the semifinals, even quarterfinals with a 17-4 record? That's got people scratching their heads. But anyway, Pelicans laying 4, total 222.5.
Yeah, and I'm on the New Orleans Pelicans. You know, this is what I would call a where's your heart at game. You know, Zion, he's been getting ridiculed left and right, up and down. You know, the folks at ESPN, TNT, you know, Fox, you know, they've all had their say about this guy. You know, overweight, he's eating the table, and all the jokes. You know, social media. He's had a rough go of it this year. You know, including the off season with some of you know, things that were reported. But this is one of those games where, you know, they got embarrassed by the Lakers, and you know they got to take out their frustrations on somebody. And why not a Minnesota team who is 17-4? You know, I believe that might be the best record in the association. But you know, this is a spot where I think that the Pelicans get it done. You know, this isn't about the numbers, because the numbers all, you know, and the trends lean towards the Timberwolves, to be quite frankly. They've won the last 4 meetings. You know, they've recovered 4 out of the last 5. You know, I think this is just one of those games where it's like we got beat up on national TV, where all the eyes were on us, and we got to come back and show people who we are. You know, they have the pieces there right now. Some of their guys, you know, they're filling guys, the guys that, you know, their backbone guys, the defensive guys, they're back from injury. And I think that they put it together at home and, you know, stop this little slide they've had against the Timberwolves and do it in a big way.
All right, John says Pelicans lay the 4 here against the T-Wolves. You know, the Timberwolves, you know, good defensive team, but they don't play that lockdown defense on the road. Give up over 46% shooting there on the road. And when you're giving up 42, almost less than 43% shooting overall, and you're giving up 46% shooting on the road, it's different. Interesting note here, as they are giving up 6.5 more points than overall average on the road. So it's not the same Minnesota team on the road, just 4-4 to the spread.
Yeah, you know, as the season goes along, you're going to start to see some regression from the Minnesota Timberwolves on the defensive end. You know, there was a big emphasis in the offseason of them playing defense, which is why they have the record that they have now. But, you know, everything switches up with the home road splits. And, you know, I want to say this about the last game that they played. You know, the fact of the matter is the Pelicans were 7.5 point underdogs. They should have won that game outright. They ended up losing. They ended up losing in heartbreaking fashion, last second shot, and I had them on the money line. I had them on the spread. I got paid on the spread and the money line. So that's the game where they didn't have Zion. They played their heart out, and I think that that game right there, it's a revenge factor in that one. Like, we could get these guys. You know what I mean? So, that's what I wanted to say about that. Just a little bit tidbit on that one.
There you go. And of course, the Pelicans been a solid home team this year to the spread here, 9-3, and they put up a lot here at home, over 117 points, 49% shooting. Again, the numbers tell you when you have Zion, you have McCollum and Ingram on the floor together, watch out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's a formidable, if they're playing the way they're supposed to play, it's a formidable, 3-man combination. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's wrong with Zion, but he has the talent. He has all the talent in the world. He just needs to put it together.
I think it was a spot there in Vegas. I think that's what I think where he had his hope, because he actually looked pretty good throughout the season. It's just that game in that semifinal against the Lakers where he just people were they know what happened there in Vegas.
Yeah, but
he looked a little sluggish.
Those are supposed to be the times where the stars shine the brightest. You know what I mean? Like stand-alone games, nothing else is on. The whole world's watching you, and he laid the egg. And he laid the egg in the game previous. In comments after the game, or whatever, the reports that were coming out said, "Oh, I don't really care about this stuff right here." You know what I'm saying? Like being despondent at times. This is what you see out of Zion Williamson. All the talent in the world, but if he doesn't get his act together, man, he's gonna be one of the bigger busts in the NBA.
Yeah, no doubt. Jovan here on Pelicans lay the 4 against the Timberwolves. This one is start time 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, 13-game card here from the NBA. We also have a doubleheader here from the NFL. Also on tap tonight, some college hoops. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I have a 3-pack in the NFL Monday Night Football plays. Like deciding the total in one game and like deciding another. So I got that on deck. I also have one play going. I didn't really like the card. There was a lot of games where I could see it going either way. So I had to lay off with a couple plays that I was gonna put in as premiums. This one, this was gonna be a premium play. You know what I mean? But I just laid off it, just made it a free play. But yeah, I got one play going that I think's gonna hit. I've been rocking in the NBA all season, so let's get it going. Y'all check me out on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly, or match me with one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 cap promotional. It's all here, Sports Chat, play some pick dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. Got aboard here with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here with Jovan here in the NBA. Also showing profit this year in the NFL as well. So a great time to get on board with Jovan. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off. Long-term passes will serve you all. You guys like that 7-day pass here on a Monday. Include all the NBA, college hoops, NFL. Of course, college football bowls begin here on Saturday with 6 games. I think that's the most we had to start on that Saturday. Maybe tied for the most, but there's a lot.
It's usually like one or two games. Yeah. Hey, whatever floats their boat.
Yeah, I mean, and we also have some major conference teams in action too, not just the mid-major. So they loaded up here on Saturday, guys. So perfect time to get on board with that 7-day pass. Remember that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great on the show. See that success, and we'll catch up with you again on the show tomorrow.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. And see you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show. If you guys ever miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Up next, Ron Zawacky. He's been good to us here on the drive through. We'll bring him in right now. NHL coverage from Ron. Let's bring him in. Ron, what's happening?
No, not too much, Tony. Getting ready for tonight's stack. Excited. There's some smaller card, but there's definitely some good spots to make some money.
That's right. Absolutely. Of course, hockey tonight here. These Coyotes have looked really good this season. They played exceeding everyone's expectations. They were treated as a joke last season, but this year the team's coming around. Here we'll see. Maybe they're in prime for a move. We'll see how this rolls. But the Sabres at home to face the Coyotes. Sabres minus 126. Sees a total 6.5.
Yeah, and you look at this one here. The Coyotes, they had a nice little 5-game winning streak for us there, and then they lost the last couple. Played a lot of hockey in that stretch, and Ingram was solid in goal. But they got to go with this is the first leg of a back-to-back spot here for the Coyotes. So Carl Jamilk is going to get a start again. He hasn't played in 7 games. So there he has been stewing on the bench going, hey, did I just lose my number 1 spot? He might have. But this is his chance to shine. So I think this is a spot where we seen him last time when he was out, and he got beat up. He let him 4 goals on 11 shots. But like I said, he's been sitting on the bench and watching the last 7 games. I think he's ready to go in this one and steps it up. The Sabres still question marks on who's going to be in goal in this one. I think Levi's going to be getting the start for the Sabres in this one. He looked pretty good his last time out, but remember, he's still a young AHL goalie. And with that being said, you look at the Sabres team, only 3 wins in their last 10 hockey games, and basically only 1 win in their last 6 hockey games. The Coyotes have been playing the better hockey. I think the wrong team's favorite here. You look at the Oats offensively, scoring over 3 goals a game. Buffalo, a little under 3 goals a game over the last 10, and defensively, the Coyotes have definitely been playing the better hockey. I think the Coyotes on the money line in this one.
There we go, Rod, on the Coyotes money line. Plus 110, plus 114. Do your line shopping. Get the best numbers here against the Buffalo Sabres, a Sabres team that usually has a fast start, then slides down. This year we didn't even see the fast start. It's just been the Sabres sliding. It hasn't been a successful season. It's been a while since we've seen this team even sniff the postseason, Rod. And this year it's just they can't just get goals in the net. Just when you look at their scorecard, it's a lot of 3s and 2s.
A lot of 3s and 2s and 1s. And Tage Thompson just made his return back off the injury report. So this will be, his 3rd game back for him. So it's going to take a bit for them to get going. And then goalie-wise, they've had struggles in net. Ukapek and then Luukkonen is injured again. So now we're going to have to go with Levi. He's got an illness or something, the flu, I think. So he may start tonight. But I'm thinking it's Levi going to get the start here again. And like I said, he's a young, up-and-coming rookie. It's thrown into the fire. He's played well his last couple starts for the Sabres, but it's tough, 1 win. And if you're not lighting the lamp, it's definitely struggles for these Sabres.
Levi's been confirmed. Levi has been confirmed now.
Levi's been confirmed now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I figured he was going to get the start. I figured it's still going to be illness with Pekka Luukkonen there. So, yeah, with Levi in it, I don't trust him. I think the Coyotes can take advantage and rip some past him. I know he's played good his last couple, but this Coyotes team's been scoring the goals. So I think there's a nice bounce back for the Coyotes after losing 2 straight. We're getting a nice plus price on them here.
There you go. Plus, I got a question here from the chat. Rod, they like that. They like that Coyotes money line. Some of them want it to parlay to the under.
To the under. Let me look. Let me see something here. You think the under? I like the over.
You like that, Rod?
I like to see some goals.
With
Levi in goal, and then you look, Carl. The last time we seen him, he gave up 4 goals on 11 shots. This could turn out into a shootout real quick with 2 bad goalies in net. I think we can easily get to 7, even if it's Coyotes pop at 5. I see this 5-2, 5-3. I kind of like the over. I like the Coyotes in the over. I think I talked myself into the over. I'm going to bet the over.
Rod's going to make the bet over. There you go. Bet the
Jack
over.
Follow me into the over. I like the over in this one.
There you go. Rod likes the over. Anything else in hockey catch your attention?
Tonight, have a look at the video that I got up. It's going to go off in about 17 minutes on the Leafs and Rangers.
Okay.
A nice plus 1280 on that one tonight.
Nice.
Over there on the video. I got a same score. You know, I like those same scores.
Yes.
They've done me well. So go check out the video. It's in the archive. Tonight's Leafs, Rangers, or Leafs and Leafs play Rangers? Yeah. Oh, Leafs, Islanders. They play Rangers tomorrow night.
Right.
They play Islanders tonight. They play the Rangers tomorrow night. So check that one out. Leafs, Islanders tonight. I like it.
Samsonov versus
That's
Sorokin has been confirmed goaltenders there. Rod, we always like to look ahead on lines today. On Monday is college football. We got 6 bowl games coming up on Saturday. Any line look out of whack to you, Rod?
See, I looked at these this morning, and it's like, let me see here. Where's my notes? Because I did write a couple notes down on these.
Yeah.
Because as you were and Jovan were talking about going, hey, there's a lot on this for Saturday than what we normally get, right?
Yeah, 6 games. And we do have 2 big conferences going ahead, Cal and Texas Tech going head to head.
I still like App State. Don't let that number fool you with because Miami, Ohio won the MAC there. They had a lot of transfer guys out, so there's a lot of guys that are sitting, not going to be on that same team that won the MAC championship. I like App State minus the 6.5. You can still get that under a touchdown. Take it. I really like that one there because a lot of guys checked out in that. They want out. They're like, hey, we can get transfer portal, go somewhere else, somewhere a little better. And so, yeah, that's why it's minus 6.5. So when you see that, you're like, hey, why is that one like that? That one there. And the other one, you're looking at why is Boise on that Saturday, UCLA minus a 3.5. I like UCLA minus a 3.5. I really do.
UCLA looking to cover Garbers, right?
Even with the transfers that they've got, UCLA next man up. They've got such a deep roster that they are the better team in that one. Even playing the second and third stringers in against Boise. I don't want to lay the points with Boise on the blue turf. No thanks. You're begging me to take Boise at the plus extra what's there. Nope, not gonna do it.
That's the LA Bowl. That's the LA Bowl in LA in the Rams Stadium. So the LA Bowl there will be UCLA and Boise State. Yeah, I didn't really like that freshman quarterback anyway. That's transferring out of there. He wasn't very.
No, I didn't. So I think that's great for UCLA. I think that's the next man up. I think he does a better job, anyways.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then, of course, and that's what happens when you have that so-called "quote-unquote" prospect leave. Then it opens it up for next season, right? Then Taylor Green, we know he is transferring out of Boise State, so backup versus backup there in that LA Bowl. So we'll see how that factors into everything there. One thing to note here, that total 49. You got to wonder, will that UCLA defense play like they did during the season, right? Because I know some people might think, hey, that could be
because there's a couple guys that it's going to be a little different because it's not going to be. They're not going to have the same full roster as what they did in the regular season because they're going to be missing the same thing. A couple of guys that checked out and won't play this game. So, but how much is it going to change? If you stick with the system and you got the next second guy up and third guy up, that system did pretty good. I think second and third guy up can still do good. That's why I like UCLA there. You only have less than the 3.5. Yeah, I think they're begging you to take Boise there.
Right. Usually the MAC teams have had their struggles in bowl games, right? We got another MAC team, Georgia Southern Lane, Ohio going. Georgia Southern Lane about 3.5 here against Ohio. And we did know that Toledo quarterback did enter the transfer portal as well. That's later in the bowl season.
Yeah, the Toledo guy definitely did as well, right? MAC is usually fade the MAC in the bowls. Yeah. It's just what you said, fade the MAC.
Fade the MAC. That was, of course, and of course, Drake May, if you didn't get the news, he is declaring for the NFL draft, the North Carolina quarterback.
The North Carolina quarterback.
Yeah. And I'm scratching my head saying, why? Why? I mean, I don't know. Against this crew that's going in, my goodness, I don't know where these guys are thinking. I really don't. You don't have you got about 4 or 6 quarterbacks at least that are ahead of you on the depth chart. Why not increase your
on the depth chart? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe you get picked on day 3.
Yeah. And we see now, see a big line move. Troy now 7.5 against Duke in their bowl game. So yeah, keep an eye on these. Like I said, there's a lot of news. These transfer portals. We know Caleb Williams will not play. And USC is a 7.5-point dog against Louisville in their bowl game, and I believe also.
I'm not doing it. I'm not taking that. No thanks.
and Sam Hartman has opted out of the Sun Bowl for Notre Dame. So Oregon State. So they remain here 6.5-point favorite against Oregon State. Oregon State, as we know, I think they lost both their quarterbacks to the transfer portal.
Yeah, both their quarterbacks in Oregon State have checked out. So Yeah. Play that one at your own risk.
Yes.
That's tough. That one's that one's tough. That's the day after Boxing Day. Some people might be a little hungover. I think you just lay it with Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
That defense it could travel though. You can see that as a 3-point game all day though.
Their running back is good, but Oregon State the total's low 43 because Oregon State's defense is pretty good. But that running back, good, right? that running back for Notre Dame is awesome.
It's pretty good, yeah. So quarterback, whoever's in there, even with Hartman out, you just hand the ball off and away you go. So yeah, I would lay it with Notre Dame in that one.
I think Fafita is going to start Arizona 3 against Oklahoma. Oklahoma, we know Dylan Gabriel's hit the transfer portal. So, but I think the next guy up at Oklahoma is pretty good. And there was some talk here. I know the 247 guys were saying the reason Dylan Gabriel transferred is because the backup is going to play next year. I think that's why they
play next year. Yeah,
yeah, that's why they didn't want to lose. They didn't want to lose the backup to the transfer portal. Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's why he left, because he was like, I don't want to ride the bench all next year. I'm out then. Yeah. See ya. And he left. So yeah, I heard that too.
These young guys will do it for 1 year, but they won't do it for 2 years. If they got to sit for 2 years, they're gone. They're gone. So
they're gone. Yeah.
But they have a real stud coming down. They have a real stud there at backup, and we'll see how that rolls there with Oklahoma and Arizona. But they have a really good quarterback as a backup coming in. So interesting there. All right, Rod. We got Rod on record here. Coyotes plus 110 here against the Sabres. Tonight's NHL top of the hour. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we do have big NBA card, 13 games on the board, doubleheader from the NFL. We also have up on the board NHL. Rod doing great work in college hoops, showing profit in NFL as well. College football as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And over at Pick Dodge Premium tonight, I've got my 10-star play of the day in the NHL. So my top play there. Then I also have my Money Monday triple, which gets 2 plays on the NBA and 1 play in the NFL action. In the Giants game is my play in the NFL. Cheering for the Dolphins to get a nice little butt whooping in that one. So head on over, scoop up my Money Monday triple, and let's continue to roll over there. I'm with Jay. I had a rough day yesterday. Those days happen, so looking for bounce back money, kickstart the week a winner to start a nice winning week moving forward. As it is buy low, sell high. Yeah, buy low. I mean, it definitely had a rough weekend, so looking to bounce back and move our way back up, winning off our 7-day straight of winning. So knew I was in for a couple days of losing as it goes. Bounce back. Continue.
That's back. Absolutely, guys. I get on board here with Rod Spike over at Pick Dog Premium. You see his records over at Pick Dog's fantastic here on the hoops, college hoops, NFL, college football. Get on board, get the long-term pass. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll take a look at the opener. If Rod sees anything crooked on the opening NFL lines on Tuesday, we'll do that with Rod. But also, too, a couple things. We got your video series, but no Dolphins hat. We see a Bucks hat on today.
Well, the Bucks hats, yeah, I like the Bucks today. How can you not like the Bucks? You look, the Bucks have been scoring over the last 3 games. They've been ripping it up. They've been leading the league in scoring over the last 3 games, scoring 132 points a game. When you look at this Bulls team, they've only been scoring 118 points a game over those 32. And then you look at the Bulls on the road this season, only scoring 106 points a game this season on the road, while the Bucks at home averaging 122 points a game. And what's the spread, Tony? 11.5. Looks like a cover for me for the Bucks.
All right, more Bucks.
I'm gonna take it. I think it's a triple up spot where you take the Bucks in the first quarter, the first half, and full game. Bucks wrong. The Bulls tonight wrong.
No Levine in the lineup here for Chicago Sunday. So
no Levine in the lineup. No Levine in the lineup for the Bulls, and Vukovic, no. Bulls.
Rod is heavily on the Bulls. As you know, no Dolphins cap on a Dolphins Monday night game. He puts the Bulls. He puts the deer on. A parlay.
If you check around my social media, I gave out the Dolphins here. I like the extended line. I gave them out minus 16.5. I think they beat up on the Titans on the road. Titans on the road haven't been good.
No.
Where have the Titans won? at home. On the road, they've been awful this year on the road. Dolphins, they see that number one. It's in their sight. They're ready to snatch it. They want that number one spot in the AFC. So, and it's right there for them to grab. Also, I think Tyreek Hill scores a couple touchdowns himself tonight. Also like him to score the first one.
There you go. That from Rod. That's a wacky there. All right, Rod. We let everybody know tomorrow's a busy day, right? We got a big NHL card.
Busy day. I've been busy all day shooting hockey videos. So like, subscribe, that we get notified when those videos drop, and you can get the best of the number with us over at Pick Dogs. I got 10 hockey videos plus a parlay video, so definitely check those out. They'll be drop momentarily, and definitely go check out the Leafs action today. I love that play today. Nice plus a little 1280 on that one. One of those correct scores. Check it out.
Check it out, correct score. You know, Rod's on those correct scores. So better go check that one out. All right, Rod. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll catch up with you again here on the Drive-Thru tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. Good luck with your bets, everybody. Catch you guys tomorrow on the Drive-Thru.
Tomorrow on Drive-Thru. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive-Thru. Let's continue on the show, guys. After my pick, we do the recap, so stay tuned for that. We'll recap every play on the show. Let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Going to college hoops here, Cal State Northridge and Utah Tech, formerly Dixie State. And we're going to come here on this one with Utah Tech here, plus the 2 here against Northridge. Boy, I'm not a big fan of Northridge. I'm out here. They're not too far from. Well, they are distant. They are quite a drive. It would probably take me at this hour. Probably would take. Usually, when there's no traffic, it would be an hour and 20 minutes. Right now, it'd be about a 3-hour drive to go see this game with traffic and LA traffic. But anyway, I want to just check the line here to see where we're at. I was looking at the college basketball here. Utah Tech, we're seeing a lot of 2s in places. So 2 in most places, 2.5 here in the sharpest book in the world. But we're going to be here on the Utah Tech team here at the plus price here at plus 2.5. The good 3-point shooting team, 38%. Defensively, very good at defending at 3. They defend inside effectively. They force defense. They force turnovers. But Northridge, man, how do you lose a 357th ranked Lemoyne in your house at home? I mean, that is bad. I mean, that is really bad. Matador is a sloppy team. I don't like betting on teams like this. Matador is a sloppy team that commits turnovers, only 28% from 3. And then we look over the past 5 games struggling at the shooting the basketball. Northridge, 257th in the nation in D1 experience. Let's take Utah Tech here, the team from the WAC, to cover the spread here against Northridge, a team from the Big West Conference. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Stream tonight. I have a best bet here from the NFL as well as plays up here from the NBA 3-pack. So 4 premium plays on the board right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can also go long-term with me, my 3-7 or 30 sports pass, get all my premium plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, you make that purchase, use promo code PICK at checkout, you'll save that 15% off. And of course, you can also add the multi-capper promotional as well. We'll save you even more on that one as well. Let me just check something here on the channel to see what we got going here. We got more picks here. Let me just check something real quick. Maybe give you some more on this. The college card. It's a lot of lower level schools in action tonight here in college basketball. I was looking at a game here for just 1 second. Give me 1 second here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're up there. Okay, very good. Okay, so that we're going to stick with that. There with the Utah Tech. All right, let's go ahead and let's get to the recap, right? Time for recap. Brian liked the Pistons plus 7 against the Pacers. Jay was on the Magic, lay the 1.5 here against the Cavs. Brad was on the Nuggets, laying the 2.5 against the Hawks. Jovan says Pelicans -4 against the Timberwolves. Rod was on the Coyotes plus 110 against Sabres. I'll be on Utah Tech plus 2 against Northridge. And the one I like the most, I got to take the Coyotes plus here against the Sabres. Sabres, again, as I said, struggling scoring the puck. Got a backup goalie in there who struggled. I'll go with Rod here. Coyotes plus 110 against the Sabres. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat plays. We'll get all your plays for you in real time. Also, Rod will look at some of the opening lines from the NFL, see if anything stands out to him there as well here on the Tuesday show. Don't forget to always get started with that morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time during the week. We got Jay, we got Chris, and we got Mitch. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools Show, his roundtable discussion with the professionals as well, airs over here on the channel as well. Rod has his NHL rundown. Chris has his wraparound from the NHL as well. Don't forget Jay with his NBA and NFL and NBA rundown. Of course, halftime tonight at the halftime, there'll be the halftime shows, right, with those picks from Jay, Chris, and possibly Mitch. So make sure you tune in for that. Of course, we have Brad with his parlay video of the day. Mills with his UFC rundown, as well as prop shop play of the day as well from Mills Young. Catch him there. Costi with his sharp training plays. Big Al McMorty is all access betting against the public here from Dana Lane. Just to name a few of the video series here, guys. So, of course, don't forget Wayne with his boxing video series. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when these picks are dropped, you get them right away, get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-through here on the Monday to start the week. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for their contributions today. Of course, we're seeing guys like Blake in there. Shout out there, Ramon, Daryl Turner in there as well. Nicholas Handy, shout out. Winning Wager made a drop in there. Fang has some question marks about Brooklyn. I'm with you there, Fang. I'm with you there on Brooklyn. Let's see here with Chase. Chase in there. Yeah, he does 4 to 6 quarterbacks ahead of Drake May. He starts laughing on that one, says Chase J. Ronnie the Beat here. Tyreek Hill, a touchdown. Okay, anytime touchdown from Ronnie Beat Best one. Torrey Hooks in there as well. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Derek Williams, Jamal Williams in there as well. Folks, they're liking, some folks liking Giants money. We're seeing a lot of guys on the money line tonight. Giants money line, that seems to be popular here in the thread. Robert Pitts in there with his under Columbia and Fairleigh Dickinson 160 there from Robert Pitts. His contribution in the chat today, guys. Thanks a lot for you guys. And of course, Chase likes Pistons and Rockets and Bulls money line. There you go, Chase there, Jay, going out on a limb here with some money line plays here on on the channel. We talked about going against some of these teams in Vegas tonight. That would be one angle there, going against the Bucks and going against the Indiana Pacers there. Money line there, part of a money line parlay from our man in the chat. All right, that's going to do it here for our show tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. And we're going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll